Today, I'll be going quickly over what Hawaiiverse is, what we do, how we can help, um, but also we're bringing on one of our vendors to talk to you about their experience with Hawaiiverse, and also showing you a little bit behind the scenes of how we actually get everything done with our, with our team that is basically donating time for the past 2 years. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Oh, let's see if we can next slide.
Jared, do you want to do screen share? We are not seeing your screen.
Oh, it's not sharing the screen?
Yeah. Okay, looks great. Okay, go for it.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought it was on. Okay, cool. Perfect. So yeah, real quickly, what is Hawaiiverse? So we're a community and we call ourselves a network supporting all local businesses in Hawaii. We actually started with my co-founder, Taylor Martin, at just a Facebook page back in 2016. And through the pandemic, we were trying to figure out how do we leverage this following that he has grown over the past few years. And the first thing that we came up with is coupons. Everybody loves coupons and all businesses need our help right now. So that's why we started as a coupon directory with just 40 companies in little Hilo, where we're all actually from. I'm currently on Oahu though. And it has just kind of took off more than we expected. Our directory has grown over 1,000 businesses, and we've kind of evolved into what we are today and trying to become the Amazon of Hawaii. We're lucky enough to partner with amazing organizations such as ACDC, also the Chamber of Commerce, the State Chamber of Commerce. We're partnered with them to help us get off the ground and help their companies. And really our mission is to support all local businesses by encouraging everybody to shop local, but also bringing in new funds, from the mainland. We want to bring in more funds into the economy and help local businesses as much as we can. And one thing that all of the founders and partners and everyone we work with shares is just helping local business. And my co-founder always says Pono, and that we really, really believe in that. We were very fortunate enough to be voted People's Choice Award from the HBCA Entrepreneur Award this year. So we appreciate everyone's support, and we plan to continue to grow. So here's a little snapshot of where we are today. And like I said, we literally started from zero, and in a little over 2 years now, I believe, or a little less than 2 years, we've kind of grown to over 1,100 businesses throughout the whole state. Even have one in Molokai there. We kind of focused on, well, we try to encompass everyone, but 4 main sectors. So shopping, retail, restaurants, service companies, and causes and nonprofits. So really trying to help everyone as much as we can. This number is focused more on our directory. And for you guys today, we're focusing on our e-commerce store. So I'll share a little bit about more in a little bit. We were lucky enough to be featured on, these amazing radio stations and news stations, and the press has been really helpful to us. So we really appreciate their support. Social media is a really big part of our game. And as you can see, collectively, we have a little over 50,000 followers throughout on Instagram, Facebook. We have all the other socials as well that we're continuing to grow, and the podcast has just started taking off. So we're really excited about that. So, why should you trust us? Why can you trust us? Here's a little bit about our core team and our background. I founded 4 companies in the past decade or so. My expertise is in digital marketing and design and lead generation and automation. So sales, basically. I was lucky enough to start at Blue Startups. I was with them for 3.5 years, I believe, as program director. And then started my first company, Life DNA, which is a venture-backed company, DNA-based health reports, which is still going today. Worked with Sony and ASB in the past, and currently I run Kush Media, which is basically a paid marketing service on Instagram and Facebook for targeted marketing for local companies. This is what I did at Life DNA on a big scale and wanted to bring it back to Hawaii to help local businesses. We also do design and logos and a lot of different things. Taylor Martin, our CTO, he runs Taylor Martin Media for over a decade now, and he's an expert in, he does videography, photography, and of course, web development. So he's our tech guy. And really helps us scale our business. Kamaka is our director of outreach. You've probably seen his face all over the place. He is the face of Hawaiiverse. He's currently working with the Peace Corps. He was in the Peace Corps for 3 years in Madagascar, and is now the host of the Hawaiiverse podcast. And the heart of the company, Callie, we couldn't do it without her. She's our director of operations, and she works at the Hawaii Community College and also has her own small business. So she gives us a lot of insight into that. It's called Hilo. But she does our day-to-day, a lot of our day-to-day operations, vendor relations, and our social media. So yeah. So a little bit about what we've been doing over the past 2 years. We created a video series called Hawaiiverse Spotlights. So we've done over 60 of them in the past 2 years for free for every business, over 100,000 total views. Everything, like I said, from nonprofits to restaurants to retail companies. And this has helped us, will help them, gain recognition and reach more people, and for us to build our presence. So content building is a lot of what we do. And we're really excited to continue that. The podcast, which everybody is extremely excited about, has actually been taking off in the past couple of months. We had our first real hit over 1 million views just yesterday, I believe. So we're really excited about that. It's a weekly episode podcast. We've done over 35. We just started, it was less than a year old. So we're ecstatic with how well it's going. But we have over 40,000 total plays. Technically, we're the top rated in Hawaii right now with 115 5-star reviews, ranked top 3% globally. And our IG had just been going crazy. I think we went from like 3,000 to 13,000, I think in the last 3 weeks. So this is a really great opportunity for you guys to get involved with the podcast and reach more people, especially with the tier 1 sponsorship we're giving away at the end of this. So stay on. But yeah, 1.7 million impressions in the last 30 days, and we reached 916,000 accounts. So Kamaka, I think you're on this call listening. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. And you can see some of our guests that we've had on the podcast. So we're trying to be like the voice of Hawaii, talk to the most influential people, and give them a local insight on what they're really thinking about. And Kamaka's doing a really good job at that. So we do have a really big announcement. We actually haven't publicly announced this yet, but we are partnering with a local company called Emeremo, and they're helping us create the Hawaiiverse mobile app. So this is a really, really exciting thing that we've been working on for the past few months, and it's going to include our store, of course. So if you do become a vendor with us, customers will have direct access to the store directly through the app. But on top of that, it'll bring our directory to life. Right now our directory is just online and have our web presence with over 1,100 companies. But we believe that we'll see a lot more usage with users once we release this mobile app. So as you can see some screenshots here, it's going to be geolocated. If you are on the directory, you're going to have your own listing, and people can use the coupons directly on the app, and we can actually track how many people have used it, what's going on, and we can even do push notifications if they're in the area. So we're extremely excited for this. Hopefully it's going to be coming out in the next month or two, but keep on the lookout for that. All right, so getting into the fun stuff, which is more relevant to everyone here. As I said before, we're trying to be the Amazon, or we like to say Etsy of Hawaii, actually. Currently, we're offering hundreds of local products to our e-commerce store and kind of built it out to look like Amazon or Etsy. We really want to create a discovery platform for people to come to support Hawaii local products. So people don't necessarily come to our website to find a certain brand, but they're coming to our website to find a certain type of product that they want to support locally. And through that process, the hope is that they discover your brand, right? Which could happen if you become a vendor. So if they type in, Keiki Toys, and then they're going to find all the different local companies that offer Keiki Toys that are vendors with Hawaiiverse. So we really like to consider of a discovery platform, but I think it has a lot of potential to really help Hawaii's economy and all the small business owners here. What we do is we try to leverage all the platforms that I just went over in the past, including our social media presence, over 50,000 followers, the podcast, like I mentioned, the video series. Maybe you're the next company that we can include on that. So that's really exciting. And of course, our coupon directory. So we really, really worked hard over the past few years to build kind of like this network that all kind of talks to each other and feeds each other in a sense. So here we have the consignment deal. So this is the deal that we currently have with all of our vendors on our website. So 60% goes to you, the vendor, and 40% goes to us for Hawaiiverse. And why 40%? Well, we actually have a physical fulfillment center in Hilo, Hawaii. We take care of storage, picking, packing, shipping. It's all included. And as you know, that is a lot of work, especially as a small business. And mainly we do all the marketing to promote your vendor's products. So on top of the podcast, on top of the coupon directory, and our social media, of course, for Kush Media, I run paid ads and I will continue to run paid ads for Hawaiiverse. So you might see your product in one of our paid ads, but of course, promoting Hawaiiverse as a whole, we spend a good amount a day just to promote our local products. We have a very strong email list that continues to grow. I believe it's about 2,000 to 3,000 people right now. And we also have like 1,000 businesses. So it's a fairly extensive email list that we're continuing to grow and that we're going to focus on. And we also do direct sales. So you might see us at, some farmers markets, some local events, with a Hawaiiverse booth promoting everything that we do and also holding some of our vendors' products. So all of these combined, I think, provides a lot of value. And that's why, we do take 40% of the sale. So we don't make money unless you make money. There's no fee up front. And we're really just trying to help as many local businesses as possible. One other thing that we add on as well, especially because we like to make sure our website is kept clean and looking good for conversion. We do take professional product photos of your product. So when you send that over to us, Taylor, who is our in-house photographer and videographer, does take professional photos for you, and we'll share that with you as well for you to use personally on whether it's on your website or it's on your social media. So we'll be sharing that with you for free as well. And a lot of people ask me, hey, like if I already have a website, that's totally fine. We actually teach you and help you build a website. We're actually partnering with HTBC. We'll talk more about it later in the future. But yeah, we tell our vendors if they don't have one, they should build one. And if they don't, it's okay, they can come with us. But even if they have one, we're just another avenue for them to make sales. So we highly promote being on as many platforms as possible. If it's okay if you're on the other ones, like Papa Makeke or on Up, like we promote all of our vendors to be on all of them. Because the more people that you can reach, the better your company has. And we're just looking for the success for your company. Currently, our minimum inventory is 10 per item. And our initial term is 6 months, but the goal is, to build upon it and hopefully you guys stay with us forever. So like I said, it's very, very a friendly deal, and we're just trying to help everybody grow together. And that's really our goal here. So just a quick overview of the onboarding process. So it's very, very simple. It actually takes less than 10 minutes. But we have an intake form, which we use through Airtable. You can kind of see a screenshot of that on the right. I think it's just like less than a dozen questions, mainly about the products that you're going to be sending over to us, the value of it, and some other, housekeeping questions, of course. And the next step would be to jump on a call with one of our Hawaiiverse team members. It'll be either be myself or Callie, our director of operations, and we'll answer all your questions and ask you questions if we need any clarifications before sending your products. Once that's finished, we're going to have you send your products to our fulfillment center in Hilo. If you're worried about shipping, let us know if that's a concern. And we're flying back from Oahu and Hilo all the time, so maybe we can meet up somewhere. We understand you guys are small businesses, and we're a startup as well, so we're hustling. We're doing everything we can to make it work and make it happen. So please feel free to ask us any questions, and we'll make it happen. Once we get your products in Hilo, we'll be doing product inspection and finalize your listing to make sure everything is looking perfect. And then we're going to send you a request for Melio Payment, which is our payment system that we use so that we can pay you. So once that's filled out, we're going to put your listing live on Hawaiiverse, share it with you, of course, to share through your channels, but also we're going to start marketing it through all of our channels as well. And then you get paid out monthly. So we really, really appreciate you guys giving us the chance. And keep in mind, we are a startup. So like I said, open communication, we take feedback very well, and the goal is to grow together here. All right, here are some testimonials from some of our companies that we've been working with, and we're very, very lucky to have another one of our vendors from Local Kind Things, Kirsten and Bryson. They're gonna be answering a few questions later on in the presentation as well. But you can read it here, but real quickly, Tracy from the Most Irresistible, she's in Hilo. I definitely feel like gave us added exposure. We did see an uptick in new customers. Kelly Mahea, Coconut Ad. They've been such a strong support of the business community. Everything Hawaiian, go follow them. Keep in mind, it's not just Hawaiian companies that, that we support. We support all Hawaii companies, or we say local companies. So yeah, we're, like I said, just trying to help everyone. And we have Kim Tatori here. She's actually a service company. And yeah, she said there's nothing better than supporting each other in our communities. Hawaiiverse has made this possible. We have actually done a spotlight on her as well. So maybe you guys can check that out later on any of our socials. So I'm quickly just gonna go over high level, like how we can get all of this done with such a skeleton crew team in a sense. There's of course the 4 of us on our core team, but we also have a team of interns and volunteers that help us on a daily basis. We have anywhere from 3 to 6 interns at a time, I'd say. And none of this could be done without their help. And of course, all of these tools that we use. So we really focus on our website design and functionality, of course, SEO, CRO, conversion rate optimization, e-commerce and fulfillment, which is kind of what we're trying to help everybody out with today. Social media, we're cranking content out every day. Operations and automation, I want to take a little deeper dive into this because I think this could also help a lot of you guys. So on the next slide, I'll be going over some of that. The spotlight videos, of course, content, like I said, is key. And since we do have this background, we try to leverage it as much as we can. And at the end of the day, we're here to help. So consultation and guidance. Like I said, we are a startup, but if you can get in early and give us the chance, we're gonna, give you our all and make sure that we can help no matter what. So we're nearing the end of me talking about this stuff, but really want to quickly run over this. Like I said, we have to leverage technology in order to do all the things that we do with Hawaiiverse. Without technology, there's no way we could get this done manually. But here's some of the tools that we use. So Airtable, this is a CRM solution that we use. Kind of like Google Sheets on steroids, I would say, plus Google Service and a bunch of other things. But what's really cool about Airtable is that since we connect to everything is automated. And basically there's a search function where we can literally look at certain businesses in certain areas and in certain, like a service company in Waimanalo, we can actually search for that in our directory instead of manually looking for it. Zapier is a really, really good tool to connect different softwares. So we connect Airtable with our Google Sheets or with our Google Form to automate everything. We use Zapier to connect our ClickFunnels to Airtable and all these different things to automate so we don't have to worry about it and nothing falls through the cracks. ClickFunnels we use as a sales tool. If you go to our website and our coupon directory, there's a big green button that says business owner. And if you click that, it actually takes you to a ClickLander landing page that we use, and we use it for automation. Once someone signs up, this is made for sales, they automatically get sent into our Airtable. They all get sent into our Klaviyo email marketing list. And also we get a lot of different information from them. So it's very important for us to be on top of it. Slack we use as a communication tool. I'm sure a lot of you use that right now. It's free and it really, really helps us keep our conversations organized by different channels. Klaviyo is our email marketing that we use. So we have different email marketing funnels, we call them, for businesses, also for regular customers. And once they get into our Klaviyo flow, we call it, everything's automated. So they get a certain email the next day, then 3 days later, then a week later, then monthly, just reminding them about, the different products that we have, trying to upsell them or sending them certain information to help them out. And Hootsuite is what we use to schedule all of our social media posts. Because we have so many different social media platforms and so much content, we need this to stay on top of things. We typically schedule things out every Sunday, I believe. Callie is the best at this, but she'll schedule the whole week on that one day. So it just takes a few hours and makes things a lot easier for us. All right, well, that's my portion of, what's going on. I did want to add one little tidbit or tip for everyone. When it comes to paid ads, a trick is looking at your competitors on Facebook and going down to the transparency section, where you can actually search and see if they're running ads or not. And if they are, you can click on their ad library and you can actually see all the different ads that they're running. So I like to use that as a tool for helping local businesses with paid ads to kind of learn from what they're already running, especially if they're a larger company, because it's working, and then kind of building off of that. So just a little tip for people that are looking to get into paid ads on Facebook or Instagram. And I believe I'm passing it over back to Ellen now.
Hey, thank you so much, Jared. Before we have Bryson and Kirsten join us, I just want to remind everyone that I believe any company that signs up and sends products to Hawaiiverse's fulfillment center within the first week following this information session, you actually have two things that you get. One is a product placement opportunity on Hawaiiverse podcast, and the other one was a tagging opportunity in 6 Instagram posts. So I left the details in the chat. So if this is something that looks good to you and you want to work with the Hawaiiverse team, definitely take advantage of that. Another giveaway, again, just as a reminder for the people who are staying throughout the session, at the end of today's session, Jared and his team will be sharing the winner of the grand prize giveaway that's worth $500. So all the housekeeping's done. Jared, do you want to call Bryson and Kirsten up to join us so that they can share their experience with our audience?
Yeah, definitely. So I just want to introduce Bryson and Kirsten. They've been with us since 2020. Their company's called Local Kind Things, and they do these amazing Hawaiian sun candles. So we asked them to jump on to talk a little bit about their experience. And yeah, they're just really, really amazing business owners. So without further ado, if I can bring them online, that'd be great.
Sure. Bryson, Kirsten, maybe you want to turn on your cameras and microphones and join us?
Hello. Hi. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, great. Thanks for joining us today. I think it's really important, at least for us as the state agency, to make sure that the companies that are on Hawaiiverse are benefiting from the platform and so on. And I think your testimony will be helpful for other businesses listening in today, to decide if Hawaiiverse is for them, or there are other potential platforms they need to explore. So I guess without further ado, I just wanted to start with, maybe you could just share a little bit about your company and what you guys do for those who are not familiar with your brand.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Bryson.
And together we're Local Kind Things.
We are a small business company based out in Oahu, Hawaii, and we self-care, bath and body business that, as Jared has mentioned, we have Hawaiian sun candles, newly trademarked Muso B, that's a soap, shower steamers, Haupia shower steamers, shave ice bath bombs, and etc., such as that.
Yeah, and a little background around how we started a business. So back in 2020, middle of the pandemic, Bryson and I actually had a miscarriage, and it was really hard for us to cope with that loss. So what we ended up doing was we started creating things as a hobby, crafting. And one day Bryson expressed his kind of interest in creating soy wax candles. And at that same time that day, I was also drinking a Hawaiian sun candle, Lili Koileichi. And I was like, hey, why don't we make this a candle? And then, yeah, from there, out of that darkness kind of was birthed our light, which was our candle.
And our business.
And our business, yeah.
Yeah, kind of your new baby, right? Not
Yeah.
but that's such a beautiful story. I actually just want to kind of pass it to Jared in terms of like, how do you determine that this was a great company to add to your platform, right? Because I'm sure you have so many companies reaching out to you. Why local?
Yeah, definitely. Well, with Kirsten and Bryson, it was a little different only because they started off with us in the directory. And it kind of evolved with us, right? So we only started this e-commerce store, in our second year. And basically, like I said, started as a directory. So it went from that into the e-commerce, and they're one of our top companies. So for us right now, what we look for is, of course, they have to be local. So it has to be a local-based company. Currently, we're focusing on product-based, but we're planning to, eventually expand out to the restaurant and service industries. a lot of it is going to come down to the owner itself or the contact, because of course we have to work with you, on a monthly basis. So Kirsten and Bryson were one of the most the best at communicating with us. We saw the potential in the company. So yeah, so for us, as long as it's local, like I said, we're trying to help as many people as we can. And if we don't reach out in terms of, we've been inviting a lot of companies, hand selecting them. If you apply, definitely we're going to take a look, and especially if they come from HTDC, you can kind of bypass that sign up process.
No guarantee though, obviously. Great. So Bryson and Kristen, what made you, what was do you guys have an e-commerce site right now that you are operating outside of Hawaiiverse?
Yeah, we actually do. We run our own e-commerce on our website as well, but definitely Hawaiiverse being a part of this company has really helped us to grow, especially from the beginning, because I remember when we first started working together, one of the things that really drew us to the company was the amount of passion and the support that we get. I just feel like Hawaiiverse is such a huge advocate for small local businesses. And not only that, I love the fact that you guys don't just support one island, but you support all the islands, and it's created like this
like Ohana community of multiple small businesses. And I gotta say, ever since we've partnered up with Hawaiiverse, we've had a lot more followers, and people contact us, other businesses, to also have our products as well. So it's been great, and just being easily communicating with one another, and yeah.
Awesome. So for those listening in, if you have questions for Bryson and Kristen, throw them into the Q&A, and I'm sure they can answer. We do have a couple of questions in there, not for you guys, but we'll get to them later with Jared. Another question I had for you is, you mentioned about kind of using Hawaiiverse for e-com, but have you leveraged other kind of their service offerings as well? Because they're super big into the podcast and social media. Maybe you could share a bit about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. One of my favorite outlets that you guys created was the podcast itself, because I feel like not only do you, like, Hawaiiverse is amazing. Like, I really do feel like you guys are the Amazon of Hawaii, and it's cool with the podcast because you give yourselves a voice, and not only do you give yourselves a voice, but you give the businesses a voice. So I know you guys have had so many people, you guys had so many giveaways, and what is so beneficial about that podcast is, like, not only do you give these stories of these influential businesses and these people, but you really highlight just the culture of just the beautiful culture of just living here in Hawaii, or just Hawaiian culture, period.
Awesome. One other question. So we, like on HTDC side, we did, kind of organize and host a couple of different e-com and digital marketing cohorts where we had companies come in and participate. One thing that I saw that wasn't expected was a lot of the partnerships and collaborations that came out of it from the different companies. Was that something that you saw, as part of being Hawaiiverse as well?
Oh, yeah, we actually ended up collaborating with quite a few people, such as, one of the main ones was, I believe, Icky Pottery. Yeah,
Icky Love Pottery.
Icky Love Pottery, yeah. We had a lot of people just come up to us and say, hey, we want to either carry your product as well, or we seen you on Hawaiiverse, and this, so on and so forth. And it's just created such potential in our business. We started off with just one candle, and next it was like 4 different scents. Next it's all the different things that we have now, on top of the other collaborations that we've made. And not only just that, but because of the outreach and the people that have seen us just from being when you guys were acting as a directory, we're selling our candles on every major island, I believe.
Yeah, even well, as the mainland as well.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I'd also like to mention that like with Callie and Jared, it's been just great to communicate with them. And as much as they have busy lives as well as we do, they came out to us and were able to grab our products and bring it to their own place as well to be able to sell.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are so accommodating.
Yeah.
So the fulfillment part of it was kind of what takes a burden off from you, correct? Because
Oh,
Yeah, they noticed that we had busy lives and they were able to come out and accommodate for us as
Mhm.
well.
cool. So I'm not sure if you're able to share this. If you can, please do. If you cannot, it's okay. How has the sales performance been since you've joined Hawaiiverse? Has it doubled or tripled, or has it met
Yeah.
your expectations?
Yeah, so as Katie has mentioned, ever since we collaborated with Hawaiiverse, I'd say it more than quadrupled, and we've outreached to not just this island, but almost all the islands as well. And yeah, it's been great. Everyone mentions Hawaiiverse, and we also say that we've partnered with them and get their name out there as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So before I let both of you go, one last question. What's next for Local Kine Things?
Well, honestly, one of our biggest dreams is to have a brick and mortar and, have our own little store here on Oahu. And, well, what am I trying to say? One of the things that really made me want one was the day that Kamaka first picked up our candles from our old place back in town.
As well as Kamaka, yes.
Thank you, Kamaka. You're so amazing. But I remember when he first picked up our candles, he left us a little gift, and then one of the things was a little sticker, a round sticker, and it says Hawaiiverse on it. We support Hawaiiverse, or we're supported by Hawaiiverse, and our goal is to get that brick and mortar, and one day just put that sticker right in the front of the door.
Oh, that's so cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Bryson and Kirsten, for joining us and taking time out your precious time out of the day to share more about your experience with Hawaiiverse. Much appreciated on that. Definitely, if you don't mind just maybe staying on, I'm sure there'll be questions for you that would come in as people are digesting what you say. But in the meantime, oh wait, actually we do have one question for you. Let me just get to the one right at the bottom of the Q&A. So it's anonymous. For people sending in questions, it'd be nice if you could put your name in so we can identify you as well. But so the question for you, Kristen and Bryson, how far along were you in your business journey before you joined Hawaiiverse? And how many people do you currently probably have in your customer base?
So we started on very early. So we kind of met each other at the beginning of both of our journeys. But at the time when we first linked up with Hawaiiverse, we probably had about 100 to 200 followers. And this was about 2 to 3 months in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we chose to make that big leap, hey, let's do this, let's go all in, and let's be a part of this directory. And now we're 3 or 4K now.
3,000 something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of it I would say is because of Hawaiiverse. So it's, you guys have done an amazing
and
job.
Mind you guys, we've had no paid advertisements or anything.
No.
This was just from Hawaiiverse and organically word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So is this your full-time gig right now, or are you guys still doing your own full-time job and this is a side gig?
Yeah, so I'm technically labeled as a travel respiratory therapist. I just came back from Oregon doing a 4-month contract. But Katie also.
He left me alone for 4 months. No, but yeah, no, I want to make this my full-time business right now. I'm half and half with both my jobs, my federal job and this one, but this is the one that I have such a passion for.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much, guys, for taking time. Jared, I do want to bring it back to you because the list of questions are growing. So I can read out the questions for you, and then maybe you can give the answers to them.
Yeah, I think I have it here too. But real quickly before you start, I just want to say thank you to Kirsten and Bryson for the kind words. We really appreciate it, and it's so cool to hear all this like directly from you, because I know a lot is email and text. But this is really why we do it. Like we're happy that we can make an impact, and like I said, even Hawaiiverse is still a growing thing. I'm still losing money on it every month, but it's because I care so much about the local community, and we're really getting paid in like kind words such as what you guys just said. So we really, really appreciate it. And you guys also reminded me about the Hawaiiverse partner stickers that we talked about it. So we send it out to all of our vendors in our directory as well. The goal is to be kind of like that Yelp sticker, right? But the local Yelp sticker. So hey, this company is a Hawaiiverse partner. Check them out online. Hopefully you can see them around town right now. We've already sent out over 1,000 of them. And on top of that, one thing I did forget to mention is we are looking to open a storefront. Now that you guys mentioned a brick and mortar, we're actually looking for one as well on the Big Island in downtown Hilo, because that's where we're all from originally. A lot more affordable as well than Oahu, of course. But it'll also double up as, our fulfillment center too. So we're really excited about that. And if anyone knows any contacts and some spaces downtown, please let me know.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get to the questions in Q&A. I think Darren had a question. So I think her question is, she's asking if you're basically doing fulfillment for Amazon in Hawaii. I don't think so.
No, I mean we're not connected with Amazon in any way. And basically, I'm just gonna go through all Darren's. I can see them all right here, so I'm just gonna quickly go through them there. Thanks for the questions, by the way. Yeah, we have no correlation to Amazon in particular. Yes, we are doing fulfillment for our vendors, as I explained earlier. There is no out-of-pocket whatsoever besides shipping. If you are shipping it to our fulfillment center. I'm not familiar with CD Baby, but I did look it up. In the meantime, I guess it's like a music director or something. But basically, yeah, so there is no out-of-pocket besides the shipping if you are sending it to our fulfillment center. And like I said, we don't make money unless you make money, and it's a 60-40 split. We are using USPS. We use a company called Pirate Ship for our shipping as well. So yeah, hopefully that answers most of your questions. Ellen, you just want me to run through the questions since I can see?
Yeah, I mean, if you could read out the name, just, so that they perk up and listen.
Got it. All right. Pony, ask you. She said, "Hey guys, what a great platform for Hawaii small businesses. Are you able to share an average sales conversion rate or percentage of your sales your vendors have?" To be totally honest, it varies. And like I said, we are a startup as well. Local Kind Things, they've done a great job. An example for them is, we started with just one case, which is 24 candles, and I think the last time they sent us multiple cases. And I believe the candles sell for like $32 a piece. So I guess you can do the math on that. But to be totally transparent as well, there are some companies on our website as well that have only sold a couple of things, right? Or maybe none because they just started. So it really varies by company to company. And we're just trying to create that platform and market it as hard as we can to give your company the best chance, to be discovered by new customers. Hopefully that answered that one.
The next one is about the 60-40, I believe. If you want to scroll back up to your slide on the 60-40, Jared?
Oh, yeah, sure. 1 second. Yeah. So anonymous attendee. Yeah, this is the percentage we charge for merchants to be on our platform. So I believe you guys are a coffee company. But yeah, so 60-40. And the 40 includes all the fulfillment, storage, picking, all that fun stuff. So yeah, so you're gonna get 60% of the retail price that you give us.
Hope that answers your question. The next one, can you quantify increase in sales after collaborating with Hawaiiverse?
Well, I would say Local Kind Things kind of answered that. Besides the actual sales that you might make on our site that we're going to send you on a monthly basis in terms of the sales that you made. So that's obvious increase in sales, but the rest, is being tracked by you guys. Like I said, it varies from company to company. We have the mobile app that's coming out soon, which will allow us to track when people actually use a coupon or take a look at your profile. But until that's launched, besides the actual sales and you kind of tracking if you're getting more followers or more people are discovering you, that's the best way to quantify it currently.
Awesome. Another one, I think it's a great question. Maybe something you guys can work on. Does Hawaiiverse have an entrepreneur or small biz community that people can join?
Yeah, so we actually do have a Facebook group for our vendors and businesses. I'll be totally honest, we haven't fully taken advantage of that and used it as much as we should. But as we grow and put more effort into our e-commerce side, that's something that we're definitely going to build out. I don't know if I can say it already, but we are partnering with HTDC to start what we kind of call Hawaiiversity to help local businesses with certain things like SEO and partnering with HTDC and their partners for that, and social media and e-com sales and whatnot. So I'm sure once we build that out, we're gonna build out a larger community, maybe even something online in an app or something. So we're still trying to figure it out, but right now we do have a Facebook group. So I'm sure, and then you'll send a follow-up email. We'll make sure to include the access to that group after that.
Yeah,
we'll also include the form to fill out if you do want to join, along with our contact information, a bunch of other links that you guys can check out.
Yeah, I just dropped the link to Hawaiiverse's website because I think someone was asking. It's in chat, so it's basically hawaiiverse.com if you just want to check it out for now.
Yeah, and the directory, if you just go and click on coupons, it'll take you to our directory. And the next question here, another one from Pony. Don't be sorry for more questions, keep sending them. Where are majority of sales coming from? Mainland? Yeah, so actually about 60 to 70% of our sales currently do come from the mainland, which is really exciting for us. And I actually haven't even started running paid ads on the mainland yet. We've just been focusing locally to get more local businesses and local customers to support. But yeah, so right now 60 to 70% on the mainland through online sales. Of course, direct sales are all locally done. But yeah, that's, like I said, one of our goals, to bring more money into the economy. So instead of just kind of recycling it, we want to make sure to bring more money into the economy from the mainland. How do we apply today? Google Forms from Adriana. We will send the form right after this, I guess. I can also probably put in the chat now, or Callie, our director of operations, if you can throw that in the chat for everyone.
Yeah, throw them in the chat right now, and then after this webinar I would send a link. I sent an email with all the links, Jared, that you were talking about, with the Facebook group and your social media handles and everything, so people can check it out.
Perfect. Let's see, Randy Kuba, how does your fulfillment center in Hilo work? If my products are on Oahu, or is your fulfillment center on Oahu also? So yeah, currently our vendors that are on Oahu send the products literally to our fulfillment center, so we can share the address with you. If shipping is really a problem for some reason, your products aren't too large, like Bryson and Kirsten said before, we'll do what we can to help as much as we can. So I go back to the Big Island fairly often, so does Kamaka and the team. So if that really is a problem, especially as we grow together, we're happy to meet up and bring the products over ourselves to save on shipping if possible. And yeah, hopefully that answered your question. We are actually working on a partnership currently on Oahu to have a second fulfillment place, but that's still in the works. So until that's done, it is just in Hilo for now. And looks like one of the last questions here, are you aware of assistance high step program offers to exporting? I am not fully aware. I mean, I've heard of it. I think I've also talked to Ellen a little bit about it as well, but we haven't really fully looked into it yet. So I mean, if you have any information on it, we'd definitely be open to it. Like I said, my team has been amazing, and it's something we really believe in, and we've been literally donating our time for the past 2 years. So any type of support, we really appreciate it. That would really, really help. And Pony, yes.
Yes, sorry, Jared. So Darian, if you have questions about High Step, we will be happy to provide more information on that for you. I'm not sure if you're part of High Step itself, but we do work with DBAT very closely to bring our companies out to beyond Hawaii. Okay.
Thank you, Darren. Yeah, if you introduce me to Rob Hack, that'd be amazing. Thank you. And anybody else, if you guys think we should talk, I mean, we've talked to a lot of people already, but we've always looking for more connections, and it's just such a community-based thing. So if you think of anyone that could collaborate together, definitely please introduce us. Oh, and I thought I saw, oh yeah, Pony's last question about how to get in touch. You can see it on the slide here. You can either send to mail at Hawaiiverse, which is kind of our general one. Callie mainly runs that one, and or you can email me directly, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Also, if you guys have feedback, we are very open to feedback, and like I said, very community-based, so we're very open-minded to it. Please feel free to share any feedback, even if it's negative. You know, we're always trying to improve, so don't be ashamed to send us some feedback.
Yeah, so I saw hands raised by Brilliant Creator June. Do you want to send in your question through chat or Q&A so that we can get to it? As you're doing it in the meantime, let's see. Yeah, we'll wait for you to send in your question if you have one, June. But if not, I think the fun part of the session today as well would be kind of announcing the winner of our grand prize giveaway. So
yeah.
Jared, feel free to.
Thank you, Ellen. I appreciate it. So before we say the winner of the giveaway, just want to reiterate, if you guys do sign up within the first week, feel free to also refer us or refer other people to intro us. But we are giving away to everyone that signs up in the next week a free product placement opportunity on the Hawaiiverse podcast. So like I said, 1.7 million impressions in the last 30 days. And we're going to be tagging you in all of our IG posts as well for that episode. So take advantage of that. That's definitely a few $100s worth by far. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to bring Callie on to announce the winner because she's a director of operations. She's amazing. And also, I think she was trying to see who the winner was while I was talking. But just to remind you what you're going to get with the Tier 1 sponsorship, it's currently valued at 500, but it's actually that was before we kind of exploded. So it's doubled or even tripled now. But it's going to include a 15-second ad pre-roll, so before the podcast, or mid-roll, 30 seconds, product placement videos, and being tagged on all IG posts. So we got one more question before we say the thing from Brilliant Creator June. Yes, thanks. Would you welcome a grant even though you are for profit? Yes, 110%. I mean, to be totally honest, so many people have said like, hey, we wish you're a nonprofit because we give you money right now. We talk to banks, a bunch of different people. We're actually open to even starting a nonprofit if it makes the most sense. Like, we're not experts in that. So if you have any feedback or any help that you could give us, we really appreciate it. But yes, if there's a way for a for-profit to get grants, that'd be amazing. To be totally transparent, we're actually working with the Waiana Economic Development Corporation right now, just as a vendor to help their nonprofit with videos. So that's kind of what we're using as a little investment seed fund to open our brick and mortar coming up. So yeah, we're definitely open to it and really appreciate any help that anybody has.
Awesome. I think that's all for now for questions. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining again. And without further ado, our winner for the grand prize giveaway is Morgan Lopez from Pele Gele, I think that's how you say it. If you're here, can you message us in the chat to confirm?
It will give you 10 seconds to put your I'm here in the chat. If not, we will go on to the next winner.
Oh, looks like she's here. She's on it.
Do you see? I'm not seeing any.
Oh, I think it's in the Q&A. She put it.
She put it?
Morgan, right?
Oh, okay, awesome. Morgan, congratulations on being the winner of the grand prize giveaway. So maybe what we can do, I have your details through the Eventbrite sign up. So I'll pass your details on to Jared and his team, and then they will follow up with you for the next steps. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. So for any other questions, Jared, you want to go back to your final slide with your email contact so that people can write it down if they want to?
Yeah.
Yeah, so feel free to reach out to Jared and his team for any other questions. And, as well as I'll leave my email in chat as well in case anyone wants to reach out to us on our side of things. But yeah, I think we have come to the end of our session today. So thank you again, everyone, for taking time to join us.
Thank you so much. Please help spread the word. Really appreciate the support. So Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Jared, Bryson, Kristen, and Kelly as well for your time today. Okay.